The month of June, or should I say the month of Toy Story, has been and gone, and here is everything I watched in the last 30 days. Hey, welcome back to a video, a brand new everything I watched. Today we talk all about everything I watched during the month of June 2026. My most anticipated month of the year, I can't even lie to you. And the month where I watched the most amount of content. I had a wild amount of trips to the cinema this month. Loads of TV and film to get through. I think the best way to start this video is to crack on with everything that I saw during the month. And I'm not going to lie, we started the month off on a pretty bad way. I went to the cinema to go and see Backrooms. I wasn't too fussed about this film. However, my partner wanted to see it. He dragged me along and I just wasn't that fussed. I was never hugely fussed about the film anyway. I know it's based on a game of some sort. I believe it's based on something. And I just didn't really vibe with it. I thought it was really bland, really nothingness, and to be quite honest with you, really forgettable. I can't remember anything other than the fact that I really disliked it. I gave it something crazy like 2 out of 10, I think. Like, not very good. I really didn't enjoy it. I did a full movie review on it. Maybe you'd call me harsh, I don't know. But as a film, standalone film, I just felt like it was just very repetitive. We were walking around these back rooms over and over again. Okay, what else? Like, there's only so many times you can pull we're going to walk down a corridor with some suspenseful music and do the same thing that we've done the last 40 times that we've done this. Do you know what I mean? It sort of had that element of it. I also thought, like, yeah, I don't know. There's loads that I could say, but then I would just be repeating my movie review on it. So my full movie review of Backrooms is linked in my movie review playlist description down below. So yeah, didn't kick off the month on a great start, but I went back to the cinema to go and see The Amazing Digital Circus, the last act. Bear in mind, I have never seen this series before June, because also, and I'll talk about it later, I watched the entire series before going to see this. And yeah, this was fun. Like, I'm not part of the fandom, as it were, so there wasn't too much of a hype for me for this film. But my friend wanted to see it. I wanted to kind of see it. Like, I wanted to go and see it. And I thought, oh, it's like a good incentive because my friend wants to go and see it and I'd be company with my friend. And do you know what? I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought it was a really nice little conclusion to this sort of mini series that have been, you know, going for the last few years. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was loads of fun. And it's kind of one of those things that you just sort of got to sit back and just enjoy. And I like the fact that they still maintain the goofy, silly humour of the Amazing Digital Circus while making it quite a deep, heartfelt message. And I think now actually you can stream this online at all of its normal streamable platforms. I think it's just on YouTube. But yeah, the actual finale is now available online. You can go and watch it, but I watched it in the cinema, and you know, it was really cute. And it was also a really good way to watch episode 8 as well, because I deliberately didn't watch episode 8 until going to see it, because the last act contained episodes 8 and 9. But you know, it was just a little fun, and I think it was a nice conclusion to the digital circus kind of era, which I really, really enjoyed. Back to the cinema again the following week to go and see Scary Movie 6, the newest Scary Movie. I've never seen any scary movies. I did a full movie review on this as well. I've never seen any scary movies. I have no context of scary movies other than the fact that it's just basically a massive parody. And I thought this wasn't great either. I rated it higher than my friend. My friend kind of is really lenient with the way that she gives her reviews. I'm very harsh, I like to think. I don't like to think, I just think. And I gave it more than she did, which says a lot. But yeah, I really didn't like this film either. I thought there were elements of humour and elements of the film that I found funny and elements of the film that I kind of vibed with. But on the whole, I just thought it was just a pretty nothing movie. It felt really pointless, really empty, really bland. The jokes felt really forced. I don't know. I feel like it was just a very quick cash grab to me, this film anyway. So yeah, I didn't really vibe with this film, to be totally honest with you, but then a lot of people have, and maybe because of the fact that I didn't grow up with the scary movie films, I don't appreciate them as much. But a lot of people have said that they're just not the same anymore as what they once were, which I can kind of see based on the fact that this was just really boring. And despite that though, it didn't drag, so it is a fairly short movie. I think think it's a fairly short movie, but regardless, it didn't feel like a hugely long film, so which is a bonus as always. Anyway, first movie at home, and I said it was going to happen. Toy Story 5 came out this month. I had to rewatch them. I turned on my TV and watched the first Toy Story movie. I love Toy Story. It's my whole heart. I love Toy Story. I've been waiting for this year for so long. I had to rewatch all 4 before going to see 5. We kicked it off with Toy Story. The following day, I saw Toy Story 2, because I love it. And I don't think I'll ever get to a point in my life where I'm bored of the Toy Story movies. They have my heart. I love them so much. And I could not tell you how excited I was for number 5. So yeah, that's that. The next day I went to the cinema to go and check out Masters of the Universe. This is a remake, I believe, of an older film with the same title. He-Man, I think, is a big character for like a kind of older generation. I said that to somebody and got hammered because apparently it's not actually that old. I don't know. It's not my generation. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it is. Maybe I've just totally missed it and it's just not something that's been on my radar. I've never really seen Master of the Universe. I've never really heard of or known much about the character He-Man. I don't know. So I just sort of watched Masters of the Universe as a standalone film. And it was fine. It was fine. Like, I get it. It was really long. Really long. Some of the CGI was dreadful. Like, really bad. But it was fine. It did what it said on the tin. Do you know what I mean? It's a Masters of the Universe film. And I don't know. I don't know whether this has just not been very well received. It's not doing great things at the box office. I don't think word of mouth is very good about this film either. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't necessarily love it. But I thought it was fine. But again, I did a full movie review on that, so you can hear my thoughts on that in my movie review playlist down below. Went back to the cinema the same day to go and see Tuna at long last. I really wanted to see the film. I love Leo Woodhull. I think he's a great actor. And this was really good. I loved this film. I thought his character and his performance in this movie as the lead character was phenomenal. Like I feel like you could have told me that he genuinely suffers with that day to day and I would have totally believed you. I thought the storytelling was great and I thought that the creatives behind this film knew exactly what they were trying to do and it didn't make more of this film than it needed to be. This knew what it was and I really appreciated that. I really enjoyed that. I was really compelled. I was really gripped. I thought the story was brilliant. I thought everything about this film was phenomenally done and I really enjoyed it. I honestly urge you to go and check out that film. I mean, I don't think it's in cinemas anymore, but when it comes out on streaming or on physical, you need to check it out. It's a brilliant film. It's not a very long film. I think it's just over an hour and a half, which is a perfect run length for me. Definitely one to check out. A very underrated movie of the year, I have to say. And definitely going to be in my top 10 of 2026. I have to say that. Anyway, the following week went to go and see Disclosure Day on opening night. It's the latest movie from Spielberg. Again, this isn't doing hugely great things at the box office. Maybe it's because there's loads of other competition with movies that are still out in the cinemas right now. But I thought this was fine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was far too long. I said that a lot about films. Again, maybe I am biased. I don't know. But I thought it was far too long. And as a story, I understood it. And I enjoyed it and I thought it was a good enough story. But the problem me and my friend had was if you start to ask the question why, then I don't feel like you get many answers, purely because of the fact that I don't think we were given many answers. Maybe we were. Maybe I just miss loads of key plot points in the film and they just went right over my head and I totally missed them. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But I feel like you can ask a lot of questions, be like, okay, it makes sense. But if I ask why that makes sense, I don't feel like I get an answer. Which then to me goes, I have no idea what's happening in this film. And that's kind of how I felt a lot of the time. But on the whole, I enjoyed this film. And I thought it was a good good film. And I really enjoyed Spielberg. I think he's actually a really great director, and he is growing on me, especially after having seen so many of his things as part of Spielberg season last month that Cineworld did. I saw Catch Me If You Can, I saw Jurassic Park, like all of these things that he's done. I think he's a really good director and he knows what he's doing. It's a shame that this is kind of, again, not really being spoken about too much. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And like I say, a full movie review on that down below. The weekend arrived, and of course, I had to finish what I started. I rewatched Toy Story 3, which I love. This was actually the first film that I watched when I moved to Brighton. Little story time. When I moved to Brighton, we were without Wi-Fi for about a week. And naturally, everyone was like, I can't watch Netflix, I can't watch Disney+. This is where these babies come in useful, because you don't need Wi-Fi to watch a DVD. So I watched Toy Story 3 the morning after my first night here in Brighton, and it was like a kind of comfort thing. And this was the first time I rewatched it since then. And yeah, I mean, I've watched it 20, 30 times in my life. Like, I've watched it so much, and I adore it. Following day, I rewatched Toy Story 4, and there we go, all 4 films rewatched in time for Toy Story 5. Again, love it. I think 4 is brilliant. I get the hate. I don't get the hate. I understand why people think they should have stopped at 3. But, I mean, like I said, I've said it millions of times before, you could make Toy Story 27 and I'd be sat in that audience on opening night with a massive box of popcorn. Like, I'd be loving my life, absolutely loving my life. So maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but I think Toy Story 4 is brilliant. But I think it's brilliant in a different way to the first 3, and I think that's okay. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then, last minute on Monday night, I decided to go and see Interstellar with my friend. She said to me, hey, I want to go and see this. Do you want to come and join me? And I was like, sure, why not? A very long film. Very long film. I don't gel with long films. I know I've said it. I've said it loads in this video already. But it was like 3 hours. That's like Avatar length. And I don't like Avatar. So I really struggled with this film in terms of the length of it. And the actual story, I like. Could they have cut it down by like a bazillion amount? Yes, they could have done, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great film. I really, really was captivated, and yeah, I thought it was a good film. I'm not gonna lie, I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was my first time watching it, and I enjoyed watching it on the big screen. The cinema was packed, absolutely packed. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. But the event of June, the event of the year for me, was, of course, the release of the 5th installment of the Toy Story franchise, because on Thursday, the 18th of June, I went to go and see Toy Story 5, and I loved it. I cried, I laughed, I loved. I got like a stack load of posters. I got the massive Buzz Lightyear popcorn bucket. Like, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And like, I don't know, I feel like genuinely, it's sort of, everyone has the thing they love so much, and I love Toy Story. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love Toy Story. I was waiting for this day since like 2022 when they first announced it, and the day arrived, and I genuinely was pumped. I went with my little Woody toy. No jokes, thanks. And like, it was just a really kind of like brilliant night. That's the only way I can say. It was just a brilliant night. It was a breath of fresh air for me. And like, I genuinely walked out of that cinema feeling so cleansed and refreshed, because I was like, everything that had been worrying me since like 2019 when Toy Story 4 came out had just vanished. It's just all gone because a Toy Story film would come out. Do you know what I mean? That's literally no word of an exaggeration is how I felt. So no prizes for guessing what my next visit to the cinema was to go and see. It was to see Toy Story 5. I went to go and see it in 4DX, in 4DX 3D to be precise, and it was brilliant. I love 4DX. 4DX is my favourite way to watch a movie. 4DX 3D, I mean, I don't think the 3D adds too much value for me, but I just think 4DX is a brilliant way to watch a film. Watching Toy Story in that format was just amazing. I absolutely, absolutely adored it. Same day while I was at the cinema, I decided to go and see, Toy Story 5 This time in IMAX, like, I kid you not, yeah, I saw Toy Story 5 3 times within the weekend, opening weekend. I watched it in 4DX at 10:30 in the morning, and then I watched it at IMAX at 2:30 in the afternoon. So I loved it. And, you know, I don't think IMAX is that great. I understand why people love it, but I don't crave to see a film in IMAX. I crave to see films in 4DX, but not necessarily IMAX. And like, it was brilliant. It was really, really good. But of course, if I was going to go and see any film in IMAX, it was going to be Toy Story 5. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think my heart is full. I think they made a perfect addition to the franchise. I think my only flaw, if I had to pick a flaw, is the fact that we don't get as much from the OG characters, Rex, Ham, Slinky Dog, Potato Heads. And obviously we know that a lot of these legendary actors have passed away, but a lot of these actors were recast for this film, so I thought, oh, we might get a lot more of these characters. We didn't. So I was like, oh, that's the only minuscule of a flaw, if I can have one, but it's still a 10 out of 10 film. And it is, of course, going to be my favourite movie of the year. Like, there's no beating around the bush there. Definitely not. Back to the cinema the following week to go and see an advanced screening of The Invite. That is new in cinemas in July across the UK. Very excited for that. No, that's a... what? I've already seen it, but it comes out in July. I was very excited to see this. That makes sense. I'm still thinking about Toy Story 5. Like, my brain is muddled, as you can see. Yeah, I found this film all right. Like, it was nothing too special for me. It had its flaws. It had its moments of humour. It had its questionable moments plot-wise. But other than that, it was a fine film. I enjoyed it. Went to go and see Supergirl over the weekend as well. That dropped in cinemas on the last Friday of June. I think this was a definite step down to the introduction to the new DC universe when we had it with the new Superman movie last year. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really rate it personally. I thought it was a bit of a letdown. It had its moments, but like, I just felt like Supergirl was a side character. I felt like she spent only 5 minutes in her Supergirl suit. Like, all of these things, I was like, I just think this is just not it, really. And I would be lying if I said I was not waiting for it to like finish. I was just sat there going, when's the end credits? Like, I don't know. I didn't really gel with it. I didn't really think it was my cup of tea in terms of a super movie. But other people may enjoy it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it was a step down compared to the introduction we had with Superman last year. And at long last, my last movie of the month was the same night as Supergirl. I went to stick the DVD on for Skyscraper, starring Dwayne Johnson. It's been one of those movies that I wanted to watch for a little while. I picked it up as part of like a 10 for a quid at the charity shops. This was fine. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it much more than Supergirl. That's kind of how I compared it, because I watched both those films on the same day. And yeah, this was fine. I kind of feel like Dwayne Johnson has a very stereotypical kind of character that he plays. I don't feel like he's very adaptable in the kind of people he can play with in movies. But yeah, I thought this was an okay movie. I don't necessarily think that it's rewatchable for me. I don't think it's going to join the collection, but yeah, this was fine. I enjoyed it. And there you go. That's all the movies I watched during the month of June. It's been incredibly busy. I watched 17 films this month. Brilliant. Pat on the back there. And if I had paid the standard ticket prices for all of my cinema trips, every trip this month combined would have cost me, without my Cinema Unlimited card, £131.88. That is the most expensive month of 2026 so far. I don't necessarily think we're going to get a month that gets more expensive than that, because we had 2 premium formats this month, 4DX and IMAX, which I think is what bumped it up. And of course, I watched Toy Story 5 3 times. So I think that also played a massive factor to why June was so expensive. But that is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. I am super excited to see how much money I've saved at the end of the year. As always, like I tell you, I'm tallying up the total months combined, all 12 months in December's what I watched. So everything that I watched in December 2026, you'll find out exactly how much I have saved over the course of 2026 with my unlimited card. However, that's not the end of the video, because I watched a load of series this month, TV, We kicked off the month by watching The Amazing Digital Circus, like I say, in preparation for the last act that hit cinemas at the start of June. I watched all 7 episodes in the lead up to the final release. I watched episode 8 with episode 9 in the last act in cinema. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I think a lot of people love it for various different reasons. There's a massive fandom for it. I'm not that addicted to it, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I also finished watching The Imagineering Story. It's a Disney Parks kind of documentary series on Disney Plus. I started watching this in May, but I finished watching it in June. And yeah, I really enjoy this. I love seeing behind the scenes. Ever since going to Florida last year to the Disney Parks, I love seeing how it's done. And I'm going to Paris in July, so I'm very excited. I love seeing how everything's done and how kind of the origins of Disney Parks began. I thought it was really good. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely give that a watch on Disney Plus. I then finished watching the last episode of Celebrity Sabotage. It's a series on ITV1. You can stream it on ITVX. I love this. I think this is a really, really cracking idea. I think there's 6 episodes. They're so easy to watch. It's brilliant fun. If you're looking for a really light-hearted watch, there's 6 episodes, like I say, and they're brilliant. It's good fun. But yeah, I finally finished watching that. I also watched a documentary on BBC iPlayer. It's by Joe Swash. It's called Forgotten Young Dads. This is a documentary about kind of teenage parents, teenage dads in particular, and kind of the struggles that they face being a teen dad. And I think it was very, very interesting. If you're into documentaries like I am and into real life stories, this is definitely one to check out. I think it's really, really interesting. And I think Joe Swash is so down to earth about these things that he's a really great guy to be doing these type of documentaries, because I think he's really, really informative and really genuinely interested and genuinely cares about the people that he's interviewing over the course of the documentary. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And the last thing I watched this month was series 6 of Stacey Solomon's Sort Your Life Out. I love this series. I love decluttering. I love cleaning. I love organising. So I love this series. I first watched it last year in 2025. And then since then, we had series 5 of this come out. And then this year, we've had series 6. I finally got around to watching it. I love it. It's really therapeutic. I don't know why. But yeah, I adore Sort Your Life Out. So I watched all 6 episodes of series 6 this month. And with that in mind, we come to the 30th of June. And I finally finished everything I watched during June 2026. It's been a humongous month for film and TV. It's definitely been the busiest month of content for me, but it's been brilliant. Hopefully over the course of the summer, I'm going to have so much more time to myself to be able to watch so much more stuff. Like I've got a massive watch list to get through that I really want to have time to sit down and sort of tackle. So maybe my July and August ones will be busy too, but thus far June is my busiest month with everything that I've watched. As you can see, we're like at 23 minutes throughout this video. So with that in mind, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for watching. As I've said in the description below is my movie review playlist. It features every single movie review that I've ever done on this channel and a plethora of the movies that I saw at the cinema this month. I did movie reviews on as well. They'll be in the playlist that is linked down below, as well as a link to my Everything I've Watched playlist, where you can check out videos for everything that I've watched during the months of 2026, not years of 2026, months of 2026, January all the way to June and so onwards as well. It's going to be in that playlist down below. Other than that, I've been waffling for a very long time. I'm getting all my words mixed up. I'm tired, need a drink, and I'll catch you in exactly a month's time for everything I see in July.